Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening. My name is Keith Francis, and along with my business partner, Mrs. Shelley Faree, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. We hope by the time this call has concluded, everybody has gotten just a little more insight into what this amazing product can do to help people. Of course, you're here because you're going to hear firsthand some of the success stories and results that our members have been experiencing on the O2 drops. Shelley, I'm going to turn the call over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Keith. And you know what? It really is an honor, because when this was all brought together, you know, Dan mentioned to me, what kind of product do you think we ought to be looking at? And I just said, after all my years in the industry, which has been 20, the one product that has impacted my life more than anything, and it didn't have a voice, was this stabilized oxygen. And I just said, man, if I had the chance, if I had the wherewithal, the money, the ability to bring something to the market, this is a product that has been just amazing. And so it wasn't, you know, that I was looking to kind of, I guess I was playing Cupid here, but if I had my choice of everything I've used, and I've used a lot of different nutritionals, this product has made the biggest difference in the most people's lives. So it's just an honor and a blessing to be able to bring it here and to have that marriage, you know, work out so perfectly with what the vision of O2 Worldwide was and what they were trying to accomplish. Keith, you're brilliant. You've put together a gorgeous, gorgeous testimonial site, you know, which is going to be very, very instrumental in us sharing these stories with people. So if you have not looked at the website, bookmark it, check it daily. It is giveyourbodythebest.com. Giveyourbodythebest.com. This is a testimonial site, and when we talk about testimonials, you know, in this industry, in this world that we live in, we cannot make claims. We cannot say that this is going to cure, treat, prevent disease, none of those things. None of us can say that. And I just want to make perfectly clear on this call tonight and on our website, everything that you are going to see or hear are personal testimonials. These are people and their individual stories. So you might see something or hear something, and that is the result of an individual and what it has done for them. In no way are we trying to say, you know, this you are going to have. So, again, this is a testimonial call. I just want to make sure that everybody understands we're not making any medical claims. We are sharing personal stories of what this product is doing for people. And that is so exciting, Keith, because I've been in, you know, different companies and marketed different products and shared different things. And you always got to kind of, you know, check with your doctor, see this, see that. This is oxygen. This is the foundation of health. This is something everybody can and should be taking. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. Let's hear some of the amazing things that people are already experiencing with the O2 drops.
Absolutely, ma'am. You know, one thing you said, Shelley, before we do get started, and it really hit home with me when you talked about the testimonial site. Believe it or not, I guess maybe somewhere down the line we had intended on putting something together, but because these stories were coming in so quickly here, I knew from my past experience with another health and wellness company where the product was working for folks so quickly, and we put together a testimonial site. What it did, and I want everybody to think about this, don't look at what you're doing as selling. And we sincerely mean that. Look at it as though you want to, not as though, look at it as you're here to help people. Because I promise you, if you help people, if you're really here to help people, the rest is going to happen. And that's why we put that, because we were getting so many stories. We knew from the past that if we began sharing those stories in one central place, when somebody somewhere read some of those success stories, it was going to resonate with them, either for themselves or for a family member, and they were going to subsequently end up trying that product. And you know what was going to happen in a lot of cases? They were going to get results too. So that's the whole reason why we put it together, the reason why we're going to continue to update it, and the reason why all of you all are here tonight, because we want folks to hear the stories in our members' own words about what these products or what this product, our O2 drops, are doing for them. And with that said, we're going to go out and we're going to bring on our very first member. Her name is Vanessa Chamberlain. Some of you may be familiar with her. And Vanessa, I've got to find you again. We've gotten over 200 people here now since the last time, so I've just got to go through here. There you are, Vanessa. I'm going to unmute you, Vanessa, and tell me if you can hear me. Okay, Vanessa, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Keith.
Excellent. All right, before you get started, Vanessa, let me just give the folks just a little bit of your background, and I really don't know that much other than to tell folks, when you're listening to Vanessa, keep in mind that the story you're going to hear is coming from somebody who has a very extensive background in wellness. So I was a little bit, I guess, interested in seeing how she was going, or her body was going to respond to the product, because I know she's not going to put just anything in her body, and she had already told me that before. So with that, Vanessa, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we do want to hear your story. So go ahead, ma'am.
Hey, Keith, thank you. My extensive background in health, natural health, is I've studied natural health, I've practiced it, I've taught it, and I've researched it for the past, 29 years now. So I'm a natural health practitioner. I'm certified as a detox specialist and a nutritional therapist. I will put anything in my body as long as I think it's safe, just to test it out. By the way, I just won't keep putting it in my body if it doesn't work. Let's see, results that I got from my O2, I honestly didn't expect this to work. I don't expect anything to work because I've run into so many things that just don't. But 30 minutes after taking my O2 drops for the first time, I realized, and I don't know when it went away, but sometime within that 30 minutes, a headache that I had had for an entire week straight that I just couldn't get rid of was gone. And when I realized the headache was gone, that took me to my back. I've had chronic back pain for as long as I can remember, honestly. So probably since sometime in my mid-30s. I'm 43 years old. So, and that was gone too, and about 90%, 90 to 95% just gone. So I was like, okay, this is just weird. This might be the product. It couldn't be anything else, but I thought, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. And it hasn't come back. Well, it did. I stopped taking the product for one day, and that was yesterday. I will tell you, I regretted that. I regretted it badly. It came back.
I warned you on that, Vanessa. I warned you on that.
I know, but I had to test it out, Shelley. So I did regret it. So this morning, first thing, O2 drops. I am sleeping better. I've had sleeping issues since my teen years. I am sleeping better. I won't completely give up I have Benadryl that I used to go back and forth. I had Benadryl or magnesium or melatonin, and those were the only three things that would work for me. So I switched back and forth, and priest. I'm down to taking 2/5 of what I used to take. But I sleep like the dead. I do. I've been sleeping like the dead. I've been waking up completely energized. What else? Oh, my ear. For the past, probably 10 years, my ear has itched. Doctors are like, there's nothing wrong with your ear. I'm like, well, there's something wrong because it keeps itching. The drops made that go away. I just decided to put them, actually put it on a Q-tip and put it in the inside of my ear, and that's gone. I put it on my face for acne. The acne is probably also 90 to 95% gone, and it was getting pretty bad. It wasn't cystic. It was just little bumps. That's 90 to 95% gone. I would almost say 95 to 98 at this point. And bonus, my fine lines are even finer. I didn't expect that to happen, but it happened. I'm reading a list because I have so many things that happened. Let's see, cat allergies. I'm allergic. I'm so allergic to my cat that when she touches my skin with her nose, I break out almost in boils. And it's horrible. That doesn't happen anymore. What else? Oh, I have TMJ. That is almost gone. I don't know how that happened. But it's got to be the drops because I've not done anything else. And one more thing, my son, my 10-year-old son, had a cold sore one day, and he's never had a cold sore, so I can't figure out how or why he had one. I put the drops on it before he went to bed one night, and the next morning I said, go look at your face. He's like, oh my God, it's almost gone. I said, I know, let's put some more on. And I sent him to school, and he came home, and I said, now go look at your face. And he goes, where'd it go? I'm like, it's completely gone. That was within a 24-hour period of time.
Wow.
That is absolutely amazing,
Vanessa. What is
it's just so much, I had to write a list.
What is TMJ? I'm not familiar with that.
Oh gosh, the technical. It's when your jaw pops all the time. I don't know. The first word is I don't know. And then it's a mandibular joint. It's the tendon. Your jaw pops like when you chew or when you open your mouth wide.
Mm-hmm.
So the dentist goes checks to see if it's gotten any worse. And the only thing that can fix it is jaw surgery. And the only thing that can fix jaw surgery is another jaw surgery. So I'm not doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's almost done. Huh?
That's exciting. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I know, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And for everything that I just mentioned, it's like you would think that I was the sickest person ever, but I wasn't. But I mean, to even have these issues after everything, and there was nothing natural that I could do that would make them go away. I've tried, and I've tried, and I've tried again.
You know, what it sounds like, Vanessa, just like a lot of us, the things that you were, actually you had learned to live with. Because that's the way I describe it to people. It's not that I felt terrible. It's just that some of the things that, that were wrong, I just figured that's the way it was going to be.
Right. It just is what it is. It just was what it was.
Well, that's awesome, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Shelley.
I was just
that was
exactly right. It's the things that we just kind of deal with and you don't even realize, and that's why I teased Keith in the very beginning. If you guys remember, I said, okay, you're loving how you feel. I dare you to stop it.
That dare.
Go back to what you were feeling, because we don't even realize. We go about our day-to-day, and like Keith said, you just kind of start to accept some of these little aches and pains and issues as life, and then you feel better. You may not even realize it. It's going to be the little things. It's going to be the simplest thing that you think, oh, wow, I don't feel that anymore. And then if you stop taking the product, you're going to start to have those aches and pains, and it's going to remind you of the misery that you had prior to it. So that is absolutely awesome.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Do me one favor before we move on. If you could give everyone on the call one piece of advice about the O2 drops, what would it be?
Don't stop taking them.
Even though she recommends it.
Thanks so much, Vanessa. We appreciate it, ma'am.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Hey, David, how are you tonight?
Good evening, Shelley. I'm blessed and rejoicing in it, especially the fact that I was introduced to those O2 drops.
Well, that is absolutely awesome. Please share with us what's going on with you and what you've experienced in the short time that you've been able to take the product.
Most definitely. And first off, everyone within earshot of this call, it is my personal testimony. And Keith, thank you for introducing me to this phenomenal product. Shelley, first time I've had an opportunity speaking with you directly, but I know that both of you leaders are catalysts in having us all where we are today. My experiences, again, are personal. I have been an athlete, Vietnam veteran, in the military, 9 years served, multiple minor bumps and scratches and different issues that have compounded over the years. I'll be 69 this coming May. But what I'd like to share with you is a major positive transition that I've experienced. About 20 years ago, I had my disc in my neck, C4 and 5, fused or welded together. And over the last 6-7 months, that fusion has prompted me to experience excruciating pain on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being unbearable. I was about at a 15. Started the drops 2 weeks ago, this past Friday, so today is day number 17. Again, the few minor issues that I experienced, I immediately felt relief within minutes after taking the first dose of the drops. I believe it was 7 or 8 drops at that time, within minutes, literally, within a half hour. But again, back to my neck. As a result of the fusion, C3 and C6 were taking the brunt of the impacts, and wound up degenerating the disc, top and bottom. Arthritis has set in, and with the nerves swelling, the pain was just literally unbearable. As I mentioned on the pain scale earlier, it was up at a 15 on a scale that maxed out at 10. I'd wake up multiple times during the evening screaming and startling my wife, and every time I turned over, the nerve would hit one of the fragments in the neck, and it was just totally unbearable. I'd wake up tired. Couldn't even imagine it. I couldn't even compare it to anything other than just unbearable pain. Third day after being on the drops, which was actually Monday, that following Monday, 3 days after receipt, I noticed that the pain was subsiding significantly. The soreness was still there, and that's largely due to the fact of the disc having been impacted and traumatized over the years, that the soreness was still there, but it was not as severe as it was prior to starting on the drops. I've had multiple car accidents, trauma, one major accident on the German Autobahn, if anyone could relate to that, minimum speed about 80 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've been there. No speed limit. That's crazy.
Yeah, and football injuries and just bad choices early part of my life. But that prompted the fusion. And again, 6 months ago, it was just to the point to where, and still was up until 2 weeks ago, 17 days ago, to where I was ready to go back in and see the orthopedic surgeon to see if another surgery would probably alleviate some of the pain. I did not want to do that. 16 x-rays on the neck, MRIs, showing that the discs were pressing on my spinal cord, very, very close, almost paper-thin distance to where it would cause paralysis. So I really wanted to prevent having surgery. With all that being said, yes, I'm still sore. No, I do not have any more nerve pain that wakes me up at night. I'm sleeping like a newborn baby. I am energized. Most importantly, my wife is able to rest comfortably also. She's an educator. I'm retired at the home, and she's up early in the morning and really woke up quite tired as a result of my issues and challenges. No more. And to finish up this call, the statement that she made to me was, David, do not stop taking those drops. Thank you.
Wow.
Powerful.
Makes me want to cry. When you think about somebody that is in that kind of pain on a daily basis, it's so hard to function, to get up every day and know that you're going to hurt and know that your night's rest is bad. And like you said, your wife is suffering because of your tossing and turning and you're moaning and groaning. Just amazing, David. I am so very, very happy for you.
Well, thank you.
So, Shelley, one thing, David and I have known each other for actually over 18 years now, and when he first shared with me, I could hear it in his voice, what was happening, because he knew, my story already, and he was anticipating getting his drops because he knew he had not a test for him, he knew he wanted a relief. And I told David, in all the time that I've known him, if the only thing that ever came out of this was me introducing him to O2, then that was the best reason I could ever find.
No kidding. That you said it all. You talk about a person that had that kind of suffering and pain and misery in his life, and you're right. If that's all we do, if there was no compensation involved, who cares? That
Absolutely.
Right there just made my night.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, David. Okay, now we're going to go out to Idaho to Miss Cara Schroeder, and I know I've got her number correct. It's a 208 number. Cara, I am going to unmute you and let me know if you can hear me. Cara, can you hear me, ma'am?
I am here. Thank you, Steve.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear your story, ma'am, because, as I said when we first started calling, I haven't heard all the stories yet, and yours is one that I haven't heard, but when I was told that you wanted to be here to share it, I was excited, so I'm going to be quiet and just let you tell us what has happened to you with the O2 drops. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, Keith, thank you. And I'm glad I'm following David, because I just want to say, David, I am so happy for you. I don't have, and my husband doesn't have, any of those kinds of problems. We are really blessed, and I'm just so glad the O2 is doing what it's doing for David. Like I said, we're both quite healthy people, but my husband drives a school bus and has to get up at 4:20 in the morning. And he wears a CPAP, and he has to get up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night. He's 72 years old. But within 1 day of starting the O2 drops, he has not had to get up in the middle of the night once.
That's amazing.
That is wonderful when you have to get up at 4:20 in the morning. And I personally, I don't have any outward pain or anything like that, but I do have high cholesterol. So I know that these drops are going to make those cells very round, and they are not going to catch all that junk and all that, whatever it is, tartar, whatever it is. But I have had some very serious challenges with a member of my family. I was back in Washington, D.C. for 2 weeks and had some very serious challenges. And I am very, very grateful to the drops, because it's given me great clarity, and wasn't as upset as I probably should have been. It just kept me very calm and able to deal with things in a calm manner. So a friend of mine, who I don't know if she's on the call or not, but she wrote me the day she started the drops, her back pain ended, and she had had that pain for 20 years, and it just went away. So I tell you, this is a miracle product. It is just a miracle product. I love hearing these stories. Thank you, Keith and Shelley. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. And tell your husband I know what he's been through. I lived through the same thing, and I appreciate it, believe me. For any gentleman on the line, if you have a problem having to get up in the middle of the night, just do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, start taking these drops and don't stop. Don't expect a miracle. Just start taking these drops and don't stop. You'll see what's going to happen. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Carla.
You're welcome.
Okay, all right. Next, Shelley, I'm going to give it back to you, and we're going to go to area code 716 with Mr. Tom Jordan. This is another fascinating story. I haven't actually heard it from Tom yet, but I was told by his sponsor, the person who introduced him to the O2 drops, just a little bit about it. And so, Shelley, with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to go down here and unmute Mr. Tom Jordan. Shelley, it is all yours with Tom.
Okay, awesome. Tom, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Hello, Shelley.
Great. Glad to have you here. What is going on?
Well, I loved, after I got introduced to the O2 product, I received it on a Wednesday. I didn't take it to try any that particular evening. After I received it, I got up that next morning, and I actually was suffering from flu-like symptoms. So with that, you're usually a little sluggish. I did the 15 drops, and then I started to feel, noticing the energy. But one of the things that I really caught right away was I had a lot of coughing. The coughing ended up subsiding shortly right after I did the drops. And that really, I was on cough medicine and antibiotics and all this different stuff, and things weren't really working too well. And then with these simple things as putting 15 drops in my mouth, it started subsiding and actually eased up quite a bit. But during the day, the energy level was unbelievable. After using it for a few consecutive days, I think it was like 3 days in a row, what I ended up noticing, well, let me explain this. I'm a carpenter. I'm also dyslexic. So my mental clarity was, I have to keep really focused, because when I'm looking at a tape measure or things of this nature, 52 will become 25, or I'll start reversing things. So I have to stay really focused. And a lot of times that can go on and on. So anyways, with this product, my clarity is a whole lot better. I'm just new, and that was actually last Wednesday when I got it, and then I'm looking forward to really sharing this product, especially after hearing all these testimonials. And I thought mine are really simple and minor, but I just can't believe where this thing can go. And something as simple as 15 drops a day, 3 times a day, and making the difference. I mean, I wish I lost my mom from, she had breathing problems, and all related around oxygen. I couldn't imagine what they would have been able to help her to bring her oxygen levels back up, and they have to take readings all the time. But, boy, I appreciate you for letting me share this. I am so excited to be affiliated and to be able to help share this wonderful product, and hopefully I'll be on another time and sharing with a whole lot more stories.
And that is powerful. One of the things that, as I told you, I had no idea, or I had an idea, but I didn't know specifically what results Tom had with the product. But 2 things that he said, and I had never heard this before. For folks with dyslexia, the clarity. I mean, that you know how many folks could potentially be helped with those 2 drops just in that one area. You know, and then when he mentioned about the cold, and quite frankly, I had never even thought about it, having the flu, and then all of a sudden you've got something that's helping your body, bring up strengthen the immune system that quickly, especially this time of the year. Just those 2 things. It just never ceases to amaze me the different challenges that folks have been experiencing where they're getting relief now, with the drops. Shelley, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give it back to you. We have someone in the 817 area code, which is...
Keith, this is Randy Thompson.
I thought that was you, sir. How are you this evening, Randy?
I'm Peachy Ducky.
I'm going to turn you over to Shelley, sir.
Hey, Randy, how are you? How you doing?
I'm great, Shelley. How are you?
We're wonderful. What is going on?
Well, I just want to share my testimony. Actually, I've got several I could give you what's done to me, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it in a very quick manner because I want to value everybody's time. I know the corporate call is coming up here in 20 minutes or so. But when I got my drops in, it was actually a week ago today. And the first thing I noticed after I took them at 10 o'clock the morning I got them, and over a period of about an hour, I noticed that it wasn't a rush, Shelley, but it was more of a kind of an increase in energy, not like taking a pep pill or something like that. And I noticed my focus seemed to get a lot sharper, and I took it again at 4 o'clock that afternoon, and I felt great. And then I take it every night. So my routine is I take it at 10 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and right before I go to bed, which is normally 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. And I noticed that I slept a lot better that night. And the next morning I continued the same routine, and it was that evening, and some of the people on the line might have seen the photos that I posted, that Keith posted on the Facebook, where I gouged my hand while cleaning out my swimming pool when I was putting my pool brush back up on my ledge. And it was not a big cut, but it was a fairly deep cut. I hit a twig on one of my shrubs, and for those of you who hadn't seen the pictures, it's on the Facebook site. But I'm on blood thinner, and I bleed very, very easy, and so I went ahead and finished doing my job down there. I came up and I said, I'm going to try this, and so I put it topically on my wound there, and 2 days later, that wound, which normally takes, when I cut myself, and I do it constantly because, the blood thinner, but I guess it was in less than 72 hours, I think it was 48 hours, the scab was completely gone, and I took a picture. I had the wherewithal to take a picture of what I did, and then when I took the picture Friday morning, I did that on a Tuesday, I took that picture, I believe, on Friday morning, that wound was completely healed. I couldn't even tell what had happened. That amazed me. So then I said, well, okay, I've got bags under my eyes, so I started putting it under my eyes, just rubbing it on my eyes 3 or 4 times a day. And Shelley, you've never met me, but I've had a problem with bags under my eyes for years, and they're not all gone, but I will tell you this, the 50% of it is gone, which is amazing to me. But the other thing, because of my blood thinner, I bruise so easy. If I hit something, I get what I call the BBT, which is called the baby boomers tattoos. And so when I do that, I topically apply it and rub it on, and those things are gone, which normally will stay with me for 5 or 6 days. They're normally gone within 48 hours. So the energy up, the focus is up. I know the product works. I've got many, many people on my team, and just like Keith said, or Tom said about getting up in the middle of the night, numerous times. Talked to a friend of mine today, and he's got his in the same day I got mine, and he said in the last 4 nights he has not had to get up to relieve himself, and that's the first time it's happened to him in 15 years. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Shelley or Keith.
That is insane, Randy.
Wow, that is crazy.
Wow. Shelley, for folks that haven't seen the photos, I know you've seen them, but for the folks that haven't seen the photos of Randy's hand before he started applying the O2, right after he had cut it, and then, as he said, that Friday morning, if they go to the testimonial site that you gave earlier, Shelley, GiveYourBodyTheBest.com, yes, with Randy's testimonial, we actually have the pictures there. I mean, and it's incredible.
Keith, also, I want to tell you, got one of my BBTs that I took 2 days ago. I can send those over to you because I was out working again in the yard and bruised both my hands, and and this happened within 24 hours. If you want me to send that over to you, I'll be happy to do it.
I do. And before you get off the phone, too, Randy, something I want you to share with folks here. Because you've been here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to give you a quick background on Randy. Randy is a bona fide, it can be proven, 7-figure-a-year earner in the network marketing industry. Been there, done that. He's not a wannabe. He's done that. Randy, and I know you don't like me saying this, but the reason why I'm sharing that with folks, I want you to give everybody your opinion on what the potential of is with this product if we just go out there and share it with people to help them.
Well, Keith, as I tell everyone I talk to, and Keith, I've been very successful in the industry, but it's not me. It's the people on my team. I've just been fortunate and blessed to be able to work with a great bunch of people that just, recognize that timing's everything. And so what I'd say to the people tonight is simply this. Timing is everything. It always has been. I've been blessed, and it's not because I'm any better than anyone on this phone. Most people are a lot better than me, probably 90% of them. But I recognize an opportunity, and when I heard about the O2 product, I said, if this product works, that's key. If the product works, if the ownership is ethical and can run a company, which Dan Putnam has proven that he can do that, so I had the privilege of speaking with him. That was key to me. He spoke from his heart. He cares about the reps in the field, and he proved that to me by the donating the meals. I mean, that was key to me because I've been involved with companies that want to help everybody around the world, but they forget about their neighbors here in the United States. That was the key thing to me, one of the things that Keith said. But so what I tell my people that I've worked with for many, many years, I say, okay, the timing is right. the price point is perfect for the masses. Anyone can afford less than $70 to start a business. If they treat it like a business, like $1 million business, not for everyone, but for some people, it could be $1 million business a year. But more importantly, for the masses, the people that are looking to make another $500 or $1,000 a month, our compensation plans allows us to do that, because for $70 a month, we've got a product that works. We've got a great compensation plan. Everybody on the phone knows that. And so if you just take massive action and share the product with people. I carry 2 bottles in my car. I carry a plastic spoon, several plastic spoons in my car, so when I meet somebody on the street and talking to them about the product, and they say, well, I'd like to try some of that, I take out the drops. I put it in the plastic spoon, 8 or 9 drops, and let them put it under their tongue. They don't want to put something that someone else has had in their mouth, so I put it in a plastic spoon. They drop it under the tongue. I get their card or get their contact information. I said, I'm going to call you back in a few hours. And they said, that's fine. I call them back and say, hey, you notice any difference? That's the way I'm doing it, Keith.
Wow.
Pretty simple. Simple, simple, simple.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Randy. Shall we thank you, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you, Randy. That is absolutely awesome. I just want to finish up here with one quick thing. You know, we talked about all different uses and all different issues with people, but just before I was using a 25% strength product, topically this thing is amazing too, and I've heard this twice now. I had a mole on my neck that's very visible. It's like right on my neck. It's totally front and center when you look at me. And it had started to discolor and grow and kind of get where I was thinking, uh-oh, better go and look. That might be some kind of skin cancer or something. So I took the O2 drops, put it on a napkin from my visor in the car, put it on my mole, held it there for a few minutes, and wiped it. And, Keith, honest to goodness, everything around that mole came off. And I was left with nothing but the mole on my neck. There was no more, like, spread out discoloration or anything. I was like, oh, my gosh, look at this. And Rick came back. He got in the car, and I said, look at this, my mole. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I just put oxygen on it and wiped it. When you think about this product and all these different stories we're going to hear over the next months and years to come, use it. Try it. There is nothing that could stop you from trying this on any condition that you may have. You know, and every one of us is different. We all got different little aches and pains and different little things that we're dealing with. My advice is try it. Try it and see if you don't notice a difference. And that's what's so cool about this product. It really is, you know, somebody often called it an oxygen miracle. It is kind of a miracle product because it knows what you need, and it just does its thing.
One of the mistakes that we often make in network marketing, okay, is that we end up trying to sell. You know, we're trying to sell people on our opportunity, and then we make the mistake of trying to sell people on our product. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a product here that's helping people. You know, take the selling out of your vocabulary, okay, and just focus on helping people. Because you know that if you share this product with enough people, if you share the testimonials with enough people, they're going to resonate with someone that could be helped. And just as I said earlier about David and I have been knowing each other for 18 years. If the only thing that ever came out of our relationship is that I was able to provide him personal relief and his wife indirect relief because he's not keeping her up at night, folks, that's good enough for me. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm here for the business too, okay? But the fact that I've helped David, you can't put a price tag on that. You absolutely can't. There are people in your inner circle that you know have issues. We all have some type of issues. You know, just share it with them. Invite them to review the testimonials. Don't try to explain anything. Just say, you know, I want you to take a look at this amazing product and the results that people are having from it. And when they come back, and some of them will come back and ask you, where can I get some? Then just send them to your retail site. You know, KIS, keep it simple. Honestly, keep it simple. Don't sell or stop selling and start helping. And with that, Shelley, back to you to close it out, ma'am.
Okay, yep, you're absolutely right. And, you know, Dan said it best when he decided to do this. He didn't want to work for money. He wanted to work for a passion. And so just like these calls, every one of them could have made us cry today. Those are lives. Those are lives being changed. And if we don't make a dime on that, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is those people have some relief in their life. So if you can have a business that gives you passion, gives you a purpose in life, doesn't get any better than that. So share your testimonials, guys. Thank you so much for everybody that shared with us. We appreciate it. I'm so very, very happy for you, and we're looking for many, many more of them to come. So with that, we'll let y'all go. Jump on the corporate call.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.